represent the 4 title matches that she should have had in those previous months, but she was doing Judgment Day business. So it adds up. And talking about to go back to NXT Halloween Havoc and to specifically talk about the main event last night between Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov and how it kind of ended with that cliffhanger. So where do you guys think they're gonna go from there as far as Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams go? Do you think Trick is gonna like confront him and say that like, oh, was it you, man? Was it you? Cause it's pretty obvious because everyone's been saying it's you. So tell me straight up right now, was it you? And then we get like a swerve and it wasn't Carmelo, or what do you guys think is gonna happen?
I think they're leaning swerve because I kept thinking that was Melo, especially with all the signals with the leather jacket that was similar to Shawn Michaels when he threw Marty Jannetty on the barbershop top through the glass window. He had the leather jacket. He's wearing all the shirts and stuff like that. And it just makes sense that it's him. But the way that they keep trying to, because if he got attacked, why wouldn't Trick go after him? Like, why wouldn't he like literally attack him and stuff like that?
You know who did it? Brian Pillman. Sorry, Lexus King.
Lexus King.
I just want to say,
I like that new name. Lexus King.
But nah,
did you see the promo that he cut? The promo that he cut on last night on NXT. Okay, I'm sold. I actually wanted to see him featured more.
He needs a better finisher. That's the only. He needs a better finisher. I don't like that net Burke thing. He needs a better finish. That's my only.
It'll come.
But it's just like I don't know. He's having too much TV time to have a weak finisher like that. He needs something a little bit more drastic. But getting back to Trick, I just feel like if this guy cost you your shot, why wouldn't you attack him? And I feel like they're kind of pointing it at Melo, and it's like
it's gonna be.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
But my thing is like, if they go at it, it's like for what? There's no title involved. There's nothing like. Is it gonna lead to like another title shot or something? It's like it doesn't really matter if they go at each other, So I guess for story's sake, they could like face each other, but it's just like, is that the end of like Carmelo Hayes' run in NXT? He's gonna get called up or what? Because it's like he's already had the title. He's been North American champion. So what else does he need to do in NXT? I feel like a lot of people, like you got the Creed brothers getting called up. It's like, what are you waiting on with Braun? Are you waiting till after WrestleMania because of all the storylines?
Yeah. I think that's exactly what they're doing. I think they're waiting for the right time because I think they know that Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes are next.
Yeah, they're the uprising.
And they're such like big. They're such big talent. For the main roster that they want to bring them up like individually so they both get their own shine. Yeah. So you wouldn't want to bring them both up together.
I mean, you would need a brand split to make it make sense.
Well, that's
why would you want to do that for?
You need a brand. Who would think of a brand split that they can each have their own individual paths on the main roster? Who would think that?
Yeah, but speaking of the Creed brothers, that tables, ladders, and stairs match that they had. That
was against, fire.
First of all,
Humberto and Garza. Yeah, that was great.
Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza.
Mm-hmm.
They're just in NXT floundering. They're just not doing anything.
They were on Halloween Havoc.
But I'm just saying. And then out of nowhere, a banger match that comes out of nowhere.
That's all they need. That's all they need to start going up.
No, they've actually been building them week after week with the vignettes,
they have.
The characters representing their heritage with their grandfather. They're more serious now. They're not doing that kiss cam bullshit that they were doing. so now they're actually legit serious now. So as far as NXT and their tag team division goes, they're a top contender.
Yeah,
in NXT's tag team division. We don't need to get into the other division.
That match was insane. That finisher move from the Creed brothers, I'm just like, who the fuck is taking that? Like, why would I take that? Like, why? Like a clothesline, the Doomsday Death device from the Legion of the Road Warriors.
Yeah,
and it's like, who would take that shit after seeing people get hurt from that? This guy's literally going into a ball.
I mean, if you think about it, he's literally just bumping them until they fall.
And the crazy thing about it is, And the crazy thing about it is they did that move to Otis, which shows that means they can do it to like 95% of the roster.
Yeah,
so everybody's gonna have to take it. So
that spot with the ladder though, where the dude threw him and he hit the ladder, and then he had that big ass bruise and welt on his back.
It's just like
Jesus.
No, but it's just like those guys are able to do that. Just looking at Garza and Carrillo, and it's like these guys are just in NXT. Just like why don't we don't have a tag team division essentially. We have a mixed match tag team on the main roster, and now you call up the Creed brothers, and it's like their specialty is tag team wrestling.
But if you see, there have been more tag team matches lately, which I think is gonna lead up to those, especially with the whole stuff with what's his face, Adam Pearce and what's
Nick Aldis?
Nick Aldis, yeah. I feel like with that whole animosity thing, at some point they're gonna be like, you know what? I want my SmackDown tag team. I want the Raw tag team. Like I feel like that's coming. I do
feel like that's coming, especially with the brand, especially like they're going to each other's shows, and it's just like you can tell that they're looking at each other like,
my show's better, or your my show's better.
Yeah. So it's like I hope they do go that direction because that's what we wanted with the brand split.
Yeah,
like we wanted everything to be separate. We wanted the tag team titles to be separate. We wanted the championships to be separate. We got the championships, the main titles separate. But you see a lot of tag teams right now. You got the Street Profits. You got Waller
DIY.
You got DIY coming back. You got Kaiser and Da Vinci coming back. You got fucking Waller and Austin Theory. You got all these tag teams that are just there, and it's like, okay, like everybody can't challenge Judgment Day, right? Like, what are we doing? like, we don't have any titles, and it's like that's the thing that I'm like waiting for. Like, can we get some tag titles, please? Can we get these split up so we can actually have more matches? And especially with Roman Reigns not being on TV every week, I don't know if that's the direction they're eventually going to go with Seth Rollins or something like that. But if you wanted to but I'm just saying in general, if you wanted to give these guys a week off or anything like that, the tag team division, the mid card division, like there's people there just waiting to be used and utilized in these situations, and it's like that can give certain guys a break, and especially when these other guys are trying to make a name for themselves, that could be an avenue for them to do that, and it's like they just haven't done it. And I'm like, and especially Triple H, who like he grew up in that era of tag team wrestling, like even in WCW with Harlem Heat and all that stuff, like all those guys starting off, and then you get to WWF early, Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, you were there for that, and I'm like, can we get some tag teams?
And that's why I feel like it's definitely coming, because it's like you got DIY coming back, you got the Creed brothers coming up, you got Alpha Academy, you got so many tag teams, and like for Judgment Day to still be holding on to the tag titles, it's just like
we get it.
They can only, how is it they're still just fighting Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Cody, the same 3-4 guys like for the past 6 months, and you haven't literally on both shows
ever
since full divisions of tag teams. And they get a shot like every other like 2 months.
I thought we were going to get to it when we did our picks, but matter of fact, I'll save it for that.
The same 6 people fighting for the title.
Yeah, exactly.
But NXT was great. NXT Halloween Havoc, they did a good job with that. Shotzi coming out as the host and stuff like that was entertaining.
Good head.
Look, having Scarlett with her was I like that. I like that because it actually showed because every time you see Scarlett, you only see her with Karrion Kross. So it was actually good that they actually separated her and showed that, like, because actually Scarlett and Shanti, like they are really friends. I've been on Shanti's Instagram, and like she's like a horror movie buff.
Like that.
And like when Halloween comes around, like she really like she loves
just
it.
Like
and
me,
her and Scarlett, like they like recorded like a parody video together. So I like that
it shows a different range of Scarlett as well. So that's good.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. And another thing too, they're looking for all these challenges for Ilya Dragunov. What's happening with Karrion Kross? Why can't he just go back to NXT? Now that you mentioned Scarlett, I'm just like, why can't he just go back to NXT and be the guy?
This is why it's hard sometimes, because like I said, it's like I said before, they're trying to do two things at once. They're trying to build up their developmental talent to get to the main roster, while at the same time trying to make NXT as a show entertaining for viewership, for viewers, and for the TV media rights deal that's coming up and everything. So they're trying to do two things at once. So you would think it's a no-brainer to bring Karrion Kross back to NXT where he was his most dominant. But at the same time, you kind of got a couple of guys over there who kind of emulate him in the sense of Dijak, Baron Corbin, Braun Breaker, all these aggressive guys. So it's like if you bring Karrion Kross in, he
might get lost in the shuffle real quick.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy because it's just like, why isn't he doing anything?
The funny thing is, they did tease. Well, they showed him like watching Roman Reigns from the side. So I wonder if that's maybe after LA Knight, he might be like the next like challenger. So
did he say TikTok though? If he says TikTok, then he didn't
pass promos. He didn't pass promos.
Whenever he says TikTok, that means eventually they get into it.
Yeah, he should. Honestly, I hope so. I hope so, because it's like, I think he could be a great character. I don't know why they just haven't utilized him right. And like, they didn't even give him wins. It was just like did he get the win against Drew?
The first time they faced, I don't think he won, but then the second time, yeah, he did.
A strap match he won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's the thing. But Drew wasn't the right feud for him because it was a situation where both guys needed to win. So
then he had Ray, and then he had it's just like they haven't.
He didn't beat Ray. He should come back right now and challenge Rey Mysterio. I mean, what Santos screw him, have him be the U.S. champion? I don't know.
Is this a good segue?
I don't know.
You mentioned Ray
yet because we're not.
Nah, that's one of the picks. Let's gotta wait for the picks.
Yeah, we gotta wait for the picks. We still got one more segment, but we can change on that. But NXT was great. I like what they're doing down there. I like the people that they're building. Tiffany Stratton's getting into a feud. Chase U won the tag titles as well. But in verse, he cost
that women's tag titles.
He cost them the tag titles by not helping them cheat. So that's an interesting storyline that they're playing on. A lot of things going down in NXT. It looks like the Creed brothers are being called up, so that's good. But yeah, we'll see what happens with them with NXT. NXT is continuing to build. But I wanted to touch on something else here, and that is the IC title scene with